Last Tuesday, the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, accompanied by the First Lady, officially opened the inaugural regional ministerial conference on the East African Community Common Higher Education Area, hosted by Uganda's Minister of Education and Sports.
I declare the meeting opened.
Since then, several education ministers and delegates from across the East African community have engaged in intense discussions, constructive deliberations, and forward-looking reflections on the future of higher education in the region. These engagements culminated in the drafting of a communique containing a set of resolutions and recommendations to be implemented by the participating member states. Among the key resolutions is the waiving of student visas within the region to ease mobility, alongside measures to create a conducive environment for researchers and innovators through enhanced resource support, as expounded by the Permanent Secretary of Uganda's Ministry of Education, Kedres Triagend.
Pattern states are requested to expedite the removal of visa requirements charged on students and other professionals from other East African Community Pattern states to promote regional mobility. National councils and councils of higher education to ensure that higher education institutions oversee institutional alignment of education systems with regional framework. IUSEA, in conjunction with Forum for CEOs of national councils and commissions for higher education in East African Pattern states, to develop a proposal for the establishment of a regional mobility fund. And finally, development partners are encouraged to align their investments in higher education with East African regional priorities.
According to the State Minister for Higher Education, Honorable Jesse Muyingo, these and many other resolutions are designed to improve access to quality, affordable, and internationally recognized education services for all learners in the region, without the fear of attaining qualifications that may not be widely accepted.
We are trying to create a situation that will enable each and everybody, every child in the region get quality education. We want to standardize the programs, want to standardize the quality, want to give the best. First of all, we want to give the best to our children. Secondly, we must create ways of making our children not suffer because they have to travel from one country to another. Everything that will encourage our children to go for university education, for example, should be put in place.
In an exclusive interview with Rwanda's Minister of Education, Honorable Joseph Nsengimana, he told Uganda Catholic Television that among his immediate priorities upon returning home will be to implement some of the agreed resolutions ahead of the next conference, which Rwanda will host in 2027.
So there was a number of things that were outlined that we were going to be working towards. For instance, we have taken one of the goal is to ensure that we recognize each other's academic degrees, and we have tasked our higher education councils to work on ensuring that that happens by the time we meet in Kigali in 2027. So this will be one of the things we're going to be working towards accomplishing before the next meeting. They were also harmonizing our education system broadly, which we have set a deadline of 2030. And so I think this marks a bit of improvement in how we take these goals, because we are not only taking goals, but we are setting a specific timeline, a roadmap, if you will, on how this is going to be accomplished.
In the same spirit, the Ugandan Minister for Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni, through her representative, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, urged participants to expeditiously integrate and implement the conference's resolutions. She stressed that the communique should not be treated as a mere formality, but as a pressing political obligation for the region.
Honourable Ministers and distinguished delegates, as we close this gathering, let us live with a renewed determination that East Africa must not lag behind. We must not allow fragmented systems to rob our young people of their future. Instead, let us unite to build an East African common higher education area that rivals the developed countries in integration and positions us to compete globally in scale, innovation, and excellency.
The conference, held under the theme Enhancing Regional Integration through Harmonized Higher Education Systems for Sustainable Development in East Africa, marked the first regional ministerial conference for higher education since the Common Higher Education Area was declared in May 2017 by the region's heads of state. Joseph Kabari, UCTV News.